Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Fan mail.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you. Hey everybody, forgive the informality here. I just kind of threw this shot together quickly. I don't have all the lights and the setting and the microphone and everything for this one because I just wanted to get this out while I was here and I had the time and just wanted to find a quick spot to throw the camera so it's somewhat some light, so visually interesting, whatever. Because this really recently happened and I kind of wanted to get this episode out just to talk about it while it's still kind of new. Because I think that if I wait too long, it's going to be old news or something will develop or whatever. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know. I feel like I need to get this out while it's still fresh in my mind and on everyone else's mind since it's kind of new. So you maybe saw from the title and whatnot. But what's the deal with Instagram no longer being a photo sharing app? It's like I don't know. What was a good? I didn't even think of a good joke. It's like YouTube no longer being a video sharing service with the ground. Some shit like that, whatever. The thing is, this sucks. Basically, the head of Instagram said that, oh yeah, Instagram now is no longer going to be a photo sharing app. Or not even that's not going to be. They're saying it is no longer that. Meaning that going forward, the focus is going to be more on video content because video is driving whatever. So, like, okay, this is annoying for a few reasons. Now, it's obviously incredibly frustrating because Instagram is known as an app where you go and you post photos, you share photos, you go there to look at photos. It's a photo app. It's a platform for photography, and it's been that for however fucking long. And it's just kind of weird to think that they have to change that when people aren't asking for that. They're only really changing it because it sounds like they can probably make more money if they switch it to video, or at least that's what they hope. There's already been a lot of changes to Instagram since Facebook bought it up, and a lot of these changes have already been met with, criticism and people being frustrated, and they don't really like all these different changes. I mean, fuck, Instagram already had all this other stuff jump in there, and just, like it was, oh yeah, posting pictures, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, now there's also, they've started creeping into things like, oh, there's stories, and then they had the whole, live stream things, and they had Reels, and IGTV, and then they had a little shop tab, and they fucked with the UI. They did a whole bunch of stuff to try and make more money on the site, they made it unchronological now for all the shit you're looking at, and they've made it basically a way for them to make money off it, so you have to buy being promoted to be sponsored and whatever the fuck. You gotta pay for that shit. You can throw ads in there. They have the fucking sponsored posts going on in there. They have the ads going in and the stories. And just they're already really fucking with a lot of the stuff on Instagram, and so it makes it really annoying for the user base to use. And then just this change to be like, oh, we're going to, not only are we going to try that out, but they're wording it like, we're done with photos, we're just going to go to video now. We're not photos anymore, even though they still seem like they are yet. But the thing is, it's so restrictive for some of these other things. It doesn't make much sense to change it, right? If I want to make long form video content, I'm just going to go to YouTube, right? If I want to make short videos, I'm probably going to go to TikTok, though I guess you could post those on YouTube also. I mean, if I want to do live, you're going to do Twitch, you're going to do maybe YouTube, maybe Facebook, which I guess they would be fine with that. As far as, posting your photos, where are you going to do that? Well, you could do that on Facebook, you could do that on Twitter, and there's probably going to be other stuff that comes along that's going to, come in and, take the place of this, potentially, if this really is something they're really committed to throwing away, or, not totally getting rid of, obviously. They're probably just going to put it on the back burner, and bury it. If they bury it too far, is there going to be much point in using it for that if it's not really convenient to use it for that anymore, right? Especially when that's, the big push for it. The fucking logo is a still image photo camera, right? Like, are you kidding? Is it a joke? Because it's past April, and no one's laughing. Okay, fuck nuts. So, like, it's annoying, and it's frustrating, and it's like, it doesn't make much sense, because you're gonna go to these other sites. Like, they want to edge in on, like, TikTok's really big. Everybody wants to edge in on that. And, it's cool to have, it's cool to have the lives and the IGTV and the reels and having the shopping thing even. Like, having the stuff all there is neat to have as, like, an extra stuff you can do on this site that's focused around posting photos and sharing photos and doing content with photos. But when you start to take it and just change the whole thing to, like, okay, well, we're just going to do this and, like, go away from the main thing. Like, it'd be like if you went to YouTube and it's like, we're going to shift away from video content. The thing we are known for. Twitch was like, we're no longer going to be streaming. We're not going to stream things now. We're just going to host videos, right? Like, it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense to go away from the thing that you're known for doing, right? Like, it would be silly. Or, like, Google is just like, we've actually changed the search engine. We're no longer going to be a search engine now. Instead, we're going to be a blog. I don't know, like, why would you, what the fuck? Why would you do that, right? They're not doing that shit. They're not fucking with that because it doesn't make any sense to do that. And that's kind of just where we are now, where it's like, I don't see the point in doing this. I mean, I understand why they want to. They want to make more money. And that's why I'm really, really hoping that this thing fucking tanks, right? I'm hoping that not only does it get a bunch of blowback, which it already has from people who are looking for other platforms to go to now instead of that, and there's not a whole lot of great ones for doing that, it's the same stuff, right? Because Instagram was, like, the platform for it. And, like, I mean, even that one thing that tried to compete with it a while ago, that fell on its face. So, like, I don't know, like, I hope that it does that, but more so I hope it's not financially viable, right? Because it's not just enough to have the users not go there and not like it anymore. It's not enough to have the creators not like what they're doing with it. What's going to change their mind is when they're not making money, when it's not as financially viable as the way it was before, and I hope they revert and focus on the photo stuff instead. And honestly, if you don't have users, if you don't have creators, it's going to tank anyways. And once you make those changes and, like, you push those people away, it's going to be a lot harder to bring them back because they're going to think, well, you're just going to change it again. You're just going to pull this shit again, right? And it's really sad to me just because I really like Instagram, right? Like, this isn't just me out here saying, like, this is a weird move for a business to do or whatever. This is somebody who's, like, I'm mostly, like, I've fallen off a lot of social media stuff, and I don't necessarily enjoy a lot of the different platforms that I'm checking out and looking at and doing stuff on even. They're not all great for all kinds of content. And I really liked the way Instagram was, like, I could post photos and, like, make my own photos. It was a good way to make, content that was a lot, faster and simpler to make than video content, like, for YouTube, which is my main thing. It was a lot easier to make stuff on Instagram and do that. And on top of that, go in and, like, be able to comment and, like, message people and, like, have the social aspect of, like, the sharing the photos and having the big enough captions to have ideas in there. Like, Twitter captions are way too short. They're comments and messaging things, all that's, like, the comment threads and replies and tweets and quote tweets and retweets. It's all a fucking mess. It's really hard to read that stuff, and it's just, discoverability is shit. Twitter is not the place you want to go to post your content. It's not where you want it to debut. You want Twitter to be the place you go to say, hey, I have this thing elsewhere. It's a promotional tool. You don't really use it the same way, right? And, like, I don't know, like, Tumblr could work, but a lot of it's very bloggy. Again, it's not a thing that a lot of people find other stuff on there very easily. It seems like Tumblr is more like, hey, like, I'm going to post this thing, and then I'm going to link people to my thing that I did here because I could do a lot of different stuff on it. Not to mention both these platforms have a bunch of other stuff. There's also, like, not just pictures, but there's videos, there's blog things, reviews, whatever, there's ads. There's all kinds of different shit going on there. And, again, for video content, who the fuck is going to go to Instagram to do that, right? Like, you might also have stuff on there if users stay, if people are still there to even do that, at this point. But, like, the main thing that's the problem with that is like, again, if you want to stream, you'll probably stream elsewhere. You don't want to be locked to like the fucking vertical phone shit. That's so difficult to like, especially streaming. Because videos you could edit elsewhere and then upload onto it. Even though their desktop app and their browser version, while better than they used to be, still suck compared to the mobile one, which is probably not a good thing to have. Maybe work on those then. If you want to be a fucking video platform, you're going to need to do more than just being on the phone, right? Fuck, even TikTok has that, and even though their main thing is vertical video shit too, they at least have the thing because you can put videos up that way, right? So, like, they have a desktop app that works. Consider making one of those. Or the browser version or whatever, right? Like, they have that. So, like, again, short videos, you're going to go to TikTok. Posting long-form videos, you're going to go to YouTube. There's no reason that you would do this stuff on Instagram instead of those other platforms unless you had already been on Instagram for doing photography stuff first. It's just not really a viable option for those things, unfortunately, right? So, like, I feel like it's just not going to work for them. And it's just going to be really sad to see, this thing die off. That's like, I liked it. Of all these platforms, I used Instagram a lot. I took pictures. I was interacting with people. I liked being able to talk about gaming stuff with people on there. And like, I haven't been able to do the same kind of thing on Twitter or on Tumblr or on Reddit. I just haven't been able to do it. It just hasn't been the same. It hasn't been like as nice as Instagram has been. Despite all the other shit that's really obnoxious and annoying to deal with, it's still been good for that, for the community there, and the way you can use the site. If they change that dramatically, am I even going to bother taking pictures anymore? Probably not. I'm probably just going to end up just focusing on putting stuff up on YouTube and saying the fuck with it. Because what's the point now? Like, and I don't want that to happen, but it just feels like that's going to happen, right? Like, I don't know. Like, and like, yeah, you could maybe, like, some of those people will be salvaged and go to Facebook, which is fine since Facebook owns both of them. But, like, if they don't go to Facebook, they're going to go to other platforms, and you probably don't want that. You don't want to push people away from it. But, again, low stakes. If it crumbles, whatever. It's still all owned by Facebook. They're just like, okay, well, we just won't use that site anymore. That's gone, and they don't have to worry about it. So it's just silly. I don't understand why they think that's a good idea outside of they could potentially make more money doing it. That's the only thing that makes any sense for them to bother doing it, and I don't think that's going to be enough. I think that might kill the platform, at which point it would make less money. I guess if it's dead, it will make no money. And if they're still trying to run it when it's dead, it's going to eat money. So it seems like that's, potentially on the way out if they really commit to this. So hopefully there's enough backlash and financial instability on that. They'll switch back and be like, okay, well, fuck it, we'll keep being photos. We'll do the thing that, is why you're here, right? Yeah, I don't know, what's the deal with Instagram no longer being a photo sharing app? Just like TikTok no longer being a short video sharing app with the ground. What's the deal with